Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the Screen Junkies roast of Darth Vader, starring Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Lando Calrissian, Yoda, Anakin Skywalker, and George Lucas. Now, make like the people of Alderaan and cry out at once for your host, Emperor Palpatine.
Yes. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Star Wars movies were actually good ones. I'm thrilled to be hosting this roast because I am filled with hate. Prepare to experience my unlimited sick burns. I didn't force you to applaud there, did I? Enough. People ask me why I'm so evil. Well, my first name is Sheev. That's my actual name in canon and everything. It's like my parents couldn't decide between Sean and Steve. So they said, screw it, let's do a mashup. If your first name was Sheev, you'd be shooting blue lightning out of your fingers too. Ladies and gentlemen, rebel scum and imperial dogs, I hope you left your younglings at home because tonight we'll honor the most diabolical man in the galaxy. A man whom at my command has done to countless planets what George Lucas has done to your childhoods. I present to you my apprentice, Darth Vader! Now, let's take a look at your pitiful friends on the dais. This bunch is more boring than the weird bubble opera I watched in Attack of the Clones. Oh, I wish someone pulled an Abe Lincoln on me during that show. The Skywalker twins are here. Hey, Luke. Sorry for burning your two uncles to death. Did I do that? Oh, I saw Baru's picture. You definitely had two uncles. Look at that pathetic 70s mop on your head. Oh. You were either going to be a Jedi Knight or a dead porn star. Just a mustache away. And Leia, what are those things on your head? Your hair looks so much like a plate of cinnamon buns, George Lucas keeps trying to put his dick in it. Also, it's nice to see that even in space, women can only get 70% of the force powers that men do. Obi-Wan, you dense prick. How did you not know that I was the villain? The entire Republic was my puppet. Then again, Yoda's used to having a hand up his ass. Even I aged better than you, Yoda. You look like a shaved bantha vagina. Ah, the traitor, Lando Calrissian, is here. Some say you look cool. I say you look like a motivational speaker for magicians. Look at that mustache. You look like the porn parody version of yourself. I'm all about betrayal, and Lando fucked his friends harder than Disney fucked the expanded universe. Sick burns indeed. Yoda is here. Why does everyone like you? Your name sounds like a health supplement for menopause. You look like Sebulba fucked a tumor and then the tumor chain smoked while it was pregnant with you. What, you wanna go, Yoda? You only beat me last time because I was distracted by how stupid you look doing cartwheels. Moving on to the original brains behind Star Wars, we wanted to get Marsha Lucas. But she wasn't available, so let's all make fun of the hack that took her best ideas and then divorced her. You've grown fat, George. The buttons on that shirt are straining harder than anyone who had to tell you the Phantom Menace was good. Anakin Skywalker, the younger version of you, is also here. Why? Well, we thought it would just be fun, just a blatant disregard for storytelling for the sake of cheap fan service. You know, yeah, like The Force Awakens. You whiny little bitch, Anakin. How is child murderer only your sixth most appalling characteristic? You created C-3PO, and you're still the most annoying subservient droid in the universe. And now, the man of the hour, Darth Vader, you lumbering sack of shit. Every task I've assigned you to, you have failed to complete. Wicket the Ewok has killed more people than you, and he did it with a fucking tree. So enjoy your roast tonight, my apprentice. But based on what happened after your last roast, I'm going to have my medical bay ready just in case. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let the hate flow through you, and let the roast of Darth Vader commence. After tonight, your next roaster is headed to Denny's to take advantage of the senior discount. He's old. Obi-Wan Kenobi, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello there. As you all know, I'm a wise and kind Jedi Knight. I'll be making some light observations that are only cruel jokes from a certain point of view. Nothing as clumsy and random as a cock joke, but more elegant penis puns for a more civilized age. Anyway, Luke Skywalker is here. Many people have told me Luke is a whiny little bitch. And to those people I say, you're not wrong. You've got as much substance as a CGI clone trooper, Luke. Your big accomplishment is blowing up the Death Star. And that's only because I was whispering in your ear. Without me, you definitely would have stuck it in the wrong hole. Speaking of holes Luke can't hit, Leia Organa is here. Now, to me, she's royalty because of her grace, her elegance, and her fondness for inbreeding. It's true. You kissed your brother the same way George Lucas eats a cherry Danish, loud and passionately. You know what, that whole incest thing, that's on me. I could have given them a heads up. But I was sort of into it. Listen, your kinks get pretty weird when you live in a cave. There's actually a lot of stuff I haven't told you. Let's see here. It's a trap, okay? Don't do the holiday special. That's no. Hey, don't blame me. Blame George Lucas. George, I was a respected actor. And you flew me to the desert so I could say some space gibberish to a little person in a garbage can. R3DP or something. I don't... People call you a visionary filmmaker, but I just call you lucky. Listen. Your most successful idea was Buck Rogers, but with a fat guy named Porkins. The good news is Lando survived Return of the Jedi. The bad news is his career did not. Oh, who could forget those Colt 45 commercials? The only black man in the original trilogy, and Hollywood used you to sell malt liquor. The tagline for Colt 45 was, "It works every time." And then you never worked again. Right. The great and powerful Emperor Palpatine is here. He's always cackling about how powerful he is. But he basically got bent over and pegged by Ewoks. I mean, come on. Normally, people only get fucked that hard by teddy bears after hours at a furry convention. It's true. Now, the Jedi Master who instructed me, Yoda, is here. You taught me that being a Jedi is all about self-mastery. And I've had 20 long years living in a cave to master myself. I'm bored in there. Of course I'm going to reach out with my feelings once in a while. Don't glare at me, you green little hypocrite. Luke's X-Wing isn't the only thing you raised in that swamp. Yoda's final Jedi test was going into a cave filled with evil. I only tell people my cave is full of evil, so they'll keep out. Because I'm in there, and I'm doing pot. Which brings me to my young Padawan, Anakin. I've heard a lot of people say that you're a smug little prick. And all of those people were me when I was talking out loud to myself in a cave. You were always bragging about how powerful you are. I was powerful too, okay? I cut off more limbs than a Chinese iPhone factory. Training you was the dumbest thing I've ever done. And I once rode a lizard horse after a 6-armed robot on a unicycle. But what's done is done. It cannot be undone. Look at you now, Darth. Encased in a dark, ominous walking hospital bed. That suit is so dumb. All of the money and technology the Empire could muster, and your chest panel still looks like the dashboard on a Subaru. And now you breathe louder than George Lucas trying to walk upstairs. You're such an idiot. You thought you had wiped out all of the Jedi. But I hid from you on your own home planet. And I did it only changing my first name. Ben Kenobi? Oh, who's Ben Kenobi? Oh, that guy looks just like Obi-Wan, but he's named Ben? I think he lives in that cave with Larry Hitler. That is stupid, from a certain point of view. Who really knows how you ended up this way? It's a mystery. It's not really important who left who to die as a triple amputee in an active volcano. Let's just stay focused on the roast. You're headlining, after all. And let me tell you, it's going to be an uphill uphill battle. Oops, phrasing. Look, at the end of the day, these are just friendly burns. Fuck, sorry. I was going to make a dead Padme joke, but I want to maintain the high ground. And that would have been going much too far. Much too far. All kidding aside, you were my best friend once. And I know under that mechanical apparatus, there is still good in you. So I will once again take the high ground and close by honoring Darth Vader with a quote from the man himself. My legs are on fire. How does that even happen?
Yes, one more round of applause for Obi-Wan, a.k.a. Ben. Next up, we wanted a famous, hard-to-understand Muppet, but the Swedish chef was unavailable. So we settled for Yoda. Ladies and gentlemen, let him hear it.
Thank you. Jokes, I will tell. Difficult they are. Sometimes punchline comes set up before it does. Fuck. Barely understand myself, I do. Knock-knock jokes, impossible they are. Obi-Wan Kenobi here is. Many years in exile has Obi-Wan spent. Made friends he has with many moisture farmers. Moisture farmers. His name for Mos Eisley massage parlor girls it is. Yes. Speaking of jerk-offs, here Luke Skywalker is. Lost his hand to Vader, he did, and lost his virginity to Gashole in his T-16 Skyhopper, he also did. Oh, Luke, hard to accept you as a hero. Less believable than CGI me, it is. Much training did I provide to Luke. All of it he ignored. It is not as though hundreds of years of wisdom I have. Hey, fuck me, right? For about 45 minutes, a Jedi have you been. Got this, you clearly have. Sarcastic I am being. Jerk-off motion I am making. Princess Leia. Much like the dark side of the Force is Leia, for she too is easier. Thank you. The only one who's ridden Luke more than me is her. Nailed it, I did. Speaking of nailing things, ladies' man, Lando is. Perhaps if he had not spent his security budget on Soglo and velvet capes, fucked over by the Empire, he would not have been. But hair looks on point, it does. On fleek, your mustache is. Here, George Lucas is. Much audacity has he. Makes me speak weird, he does. Yet normal dialogue he cannot write. Terrible your writing is, right? Am I? Adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. But sadly for George, an audience does. Speaking of boring and dead, Palpatine is here. Wrinkly is he, and coming from me, that is. Breath as ugly as soul. Taking a fucking Altoid Kill you, it would not. Crushing this I am. Here, another segue comes. Speaking of killing, Anakin is here. Anakin's father was the Force itself. Proved he did that it is possible for the Force to go out for a pack of cigarettes and never come back. Do or do not. There is no try. Unless a nerd defending the prequels you are. Then you try all the time. Outside more, you should go. And now, to Darth Vader himself. Look, you do. Like a Nazi built by Apple. A lame chain necklace you have. Looks like the grumpiest kid at a skate park, you do. Close a man's throat with the Force you can. Too bad it is that you could not do the same for the exhaust port on the Death Star. Oh, snap. Went there, I did. In closing, Lord Vader, a word of warning. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to having your body burned at an Ewok picnic. Old this voice is. Water I need. Thank you.
Jabba the Hutt's scrotum, ladies and gentlemen. Well, your next roaster has more bark than bite, and it's not because he's a wuss. It's because he's so wooden. I'm talking about tree bark. Put your hands together for Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, don't adjust your holoprojectors. It's me, your favorite Jedi. The bad boy of Star Wars. Anakin Skywalker, yeah. You might think I'm lame, but from my point of view, I'm totally sick. You know what? It's not my fault if you losers don't laugh at my jokes, okay? It's not my fault if you don't get it. You're all just holding me back. I hate you! So enough of these punchlines for babies. Let's get this roast started with some real jokes, okay? Why did the clone trooper cross the road? To help me burn down a temple full of children. Yeah! Yeah, I'm too edgy and dark for any of you to hurt my feelings, okay? I am one of the top 5 pop culture phenomenons of the early 2000s. The list goes Papa Roach, Uncle Cracker, the movie Reign of Fire, Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit, and Little Orphan Annie, okay? So put that in your death sticks and smoke it. Seriously, you guys think I suck. You guys. Is this a stage full of Jared Letos? Because you guys are the best jokers I have ever seen. Thanks for hosting, Palpatine. A lot of people say I was gullible for falling for your tricks, and those people are right. Not. I was gonna leave the Jedi Order anyway. I was already scheduled for a second interview at the Spencer's Gifts in the Mos Eisley Galleria. How sick would that job be, for real? Employee discounts on Blacklight System of a Down posters and Sbarros for lunch every day. every day because I'm a grown-up. I'm a grown man. You hear that, Obi-Wan? I've got the high ground now. Me, you dick. I turned you into laundry, and I didn't even pick it up. No matter how many times Tarkin told me to. I was like, you're not my dad. George Lucas is here. Nerds think he's one of the best filmmakers of all time or something, and I'm like, sorry, did you make Boondock Saints? Because I'm pretty sure that you, didn't. But you know I've got your back, George, because we had a deal. I saved the prequels from being boring. And you let me go to Second Rebel Base with Natalie Portman. Okay, hang on to your fucking seat, you PC crybabies. Because here comes a joke about Lando. Black people are always late. Yeah, I said it! I told you I was edgy! Master Yoda, you never believed in me. You said I wasn't ready to be a Jedi Master. And then I killed all the Jedi and took over the government in a day. So it seems, in fact, that I might be the baddest ass Jedi in history. Plus all the Jedi now suck. I used to do hella flips and ninja stuff. Luke, one question. Do you even flip, bro? Luke and Leia, I can't believe you're how my kids ended up. I haven't been this disappointed since I found out that the Cantina Band didn't know any Evanescence songs. Which made me sad. And you can tell I'm sad because I'm a great fucking actor. Oh, you don't believe it? I'll act right now! Sad. Envious. Angry. Cranky. Badass. Even more cranky. You two suck. Should have just force nudged Padme down the Senate stairs. Yeah, I went there. I'd tell some dead baby jokes, but I'm tired of talking about Obi-Wan. You guys, I can't wait until I turn into Darth Vader. Finally, I can look how I feel. Dark, brooding, tall. But I do have some suggestions to make us even more badass, okay? Bear with me. Flames and/or a dragon. Make it so the blue button plays the intro from that one Papa Roach song, Whenever I Want. And make sure the red button plays quotes from Fight Club. A removable dick flap for when we have to do dick stuff. Lightsaber-proof sleeves. I cannot stress how important that is. A sick vape pen. And more flames and/or a bigger dragon. But guys, why is Darth Vader everyone's favorite villain? I'm dark, I'm angsty, I killed all the Jedi, and I'm a big boy that can stay up whenever he wants. And I haven't even turned evil yet. So I'd say goodnight, but I don't believe in bedtimes. So one last thing I'd like to say to you all. Ball with the ball, the bang, ya bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump. My name is Ken. Good night.
Young Anakin. Your next roaster may live up in the clouds, but he's still down with the streets. The head of Cloud City, Lando Calrissian, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Palpy. Party on, Darth. It's an honor to be here, surrounded by so many wonderful friends and colleagues that I've totally fucked over in the past. Hey guys, my bad. I'm sorry. Hey Yoda. Either that's Yoda or somebody at the Henson workshop forgot that Grover's dry clean only. Hey Green, you're the head of the Jedi Council, the wisest person that ever lived. You couldn't tell Palpatine is a bad guy? Maybe you had a few more black people in this universe. You'd recognize him as every evil white dude in the Shaft movie. God damn, you're dumb, you shriveled up, wide-eyed motherfucker. You look like someone took a testicle by surprise. What are you laughing at, Palpatine? You're the only white dude I've ever described as ashy. At least Darth Vader has a cool costume. You just look like B. Arthur drank from the wrong Grail cup. I fell in love with Leia Organa the moment I laid eyes on her. Those buns. I was excited because I heard she likes making out with brothers. But then I realized she meant literally. You guys remember when she wore that metal bikini at Jabba's palace? Shit, goddamn! Call me Aunt Beru because I blew milk. That's right, that was a joke for the people who really like Star Wars. So I better explain that one to George Lucas. What up, skinny Michael Moore? George Lucas, I had to give you credit, man. You created a universe free from black-on-black violence. Because there literally isn't another black person in it. Seriously, I'm the main brother in the whole galaxy, and you made me a criminal who lost his spaceship shooting dice with a white man. Forget the Sith. There's your real rule of two. There can never be two black people together in a Star Wars movie. I don't want to whine, though. That's Luke Skywalker's bag. Pussy. Luke Skywalker seems like the only dude in space with a peanut allergy. If anybody wants to know what white privilege looks like, it's Luke looking bored while he's looking at two suns setting over his water plantation. Fuck you, Master Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker, I heard you whining earlier too. You're the face of a kid that bought every ninja sword from a Sky Mall catalog. And the personality of a kid that bought every ninja sword from a Sky Mall catalog. I've seen robots looser than you. But in your defense, if I was rolling around in the meta with Padme Amidala, I'd be pretty stiff too. And now Lord Vader himself, a tough black exterior with a soft, weak white man inside. Yeah, you're not a Sith, you're Drake. There's a lot to hate about you, bruh. But I think the part that bugs me the most, you had to be dead for 30 years before the Empire could finally hire a black stormtrooper. I love those stormtroopers, though. Space police, they can't shoot for shit. In closing, I'll say this. Everybody's giving me a lot of shit for selling everybody out to the Empire at Cloud City. That they're gonna fucking lock me up and kill me, man. Black Lives Matter. And since I'm the only brother in this galaxy, my black ass matters the most. Good night, Space Crackers.
Yes, that was the Def Comedy Jam portion of the evening. Coming to the stage, a mind so dark and uncaring it makes me look like Jesus Christ himself. Be like him and his franchise and give it up for George Lucas.
Boy, it's really something to be here tonight with so many of my characters. But why aren't there any of the good ones? You know, Jar Jar. Where's Jar Jar at? You know, where's those fish guys from the Trade Federation? Oh, they're coming through the blockade. You know, most people think these characters are racist, but I don't see it. Newt Gunray from the Trade Federation isn't Asian. He just has a funny Asian voice. It's totally different. You know, it's fun to see Luke and Anakin on stage together, you know? They sort of rhyme, like poetry, you know? Star Wars is one big poem, like Robert Frost, but with laser swords and Gungans. You know? Oh, we have a familiar face. I see Mace Windu is here. Sam, thanks again for doing those movies, you know? I don't know why people think that Sam Jackson is just a one-note actor. I mean, he has incredible range. He played every character in Red Tails. The man is a modern Medea. Yeah. You know, I don't really want to make fun of anybody. Saying mean things isn't comedy, and George Lucas knows comedy. I once paid $500,000 to animate a scene where Jar Jar stepped in a pile of poop. That's comedy. Yeah. Look, Darth Vader, my son, I don't want to stand up here and shit on your legacy. I did that already. It was the prequels. Now it's Disney's turn. I'm not really into this whole roast thing, you know? I've moved on from Star Wars. Now the only empire I care about is Wednesday night on Fox. It's cast with a bunch of Landos. It's great. And I don't like speaking ill of people, so let those bottom-feeding, pencil-pushing white slavers at Disney keep at it. Those jerks didn't take any of my ideas. I didn't even get to go to meetings. And then I went to the movie theater and saw The Force Awakens. I'm like, oh, they did like my idea. They took the entirety of A New Hope. You know, it's fine. Folks have thrown a lot of poo-poo at me over the years, but it doesn't bother me. This isn't flannel, it's armor. So let's be honest, screen junkies. Think about what I did to film. In the 70s, people were making classic, artistic films, and then I rolled in and said, fuck it, let's just rip off Flash Gordon and Kurosawa. And I made all the money in the world. All of it. I invented the blockbuster. Screw Spielberg and his fucking shark. Vader, you think you're powerful because you killed Obi-Wan? I killed art and made toys out of it. Made toys out of its corpse. So you people really think you can hurt me? I created you. And not just the dais. All these fuckers. All you fuckers in the audience. The fuckers that wrote these jokes. Those little do-nothing fanboys on their little internet comments about how much of a hack I am. I named a character Orn Frida because that's how my daughter pronounces corn fritters. And you ate it up. You'd all be nothing without me. And every one of you turned on me just at the first sight of a little pod race. So fuck you. Fuck you with J.J. Abrams' dick, which is like mine but sort of shakier with lens flares. I hope Disney cranks out so many half-ass Boba Fett movies that you choke on them, you ungrateful little basement dwellers. So the next time you put on one of your stained shirts with my characters on them, remember that I own your ass. I am the most important writer of fiction since the Illuminati wrote the Bible. Without my flannel-wearing ass, the sci-fi genre would be just like your sad, pathetic little lives. Empty. And that's what I call poetry. Good night.
George Lucas. Without him, we wouldn't be here, the creator of these characters and so many battles. And good luck on your current battle against type 2 diabetes. If your next roaster was any more bland, he'd be The Force Awakens. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Skywalker.
Well, gosh, thanks for having me at the roast, everybody. Hi, audience. You will laugh at all my jokes. No, you will laugh at all my jokes. Please, please laugh. I have a lot of self-esteem problems. Look, it's not easy being me. As you know, I'm Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. The Force is strong in my family. I have it, my father has it, my younger version of my father has it, my sister has it, my dad, murderer, nephew has it. Come to think of it, everyone that matters in the galaxy is in my family. Here's my impression of everyone not named Skywalker or Solo. They're coming right for me, I can't shake them. Ah! Oh, that's probably the nastiest thing I'm going to say here tonight, because I'm not just Luke Skywalker, I'm the Great White Hope in A New Hope. Yeah, people love me because I'm kind and positive and relatable. I'm an everyman. Just your typical orphan whose foster parents are burned alive, then gets passed from old man to old man until he kills his father and starts a monastery, with no psychological problems to speak of. Well, it's not easy. I just want to say mean things about your faces and wieners, but Yoda says dick jokes are the path to the dark side. Ugh, almost everything is the path to the dark side. I can't even drink caffeine. I'm not supposed to masturbate because Yoda said I'll go blind. I guess that's why Obi-Wan tried to teach me to fight with my eyes closed. It's great to be here roasting my dad and all my friends. I haven't had this much fun since my last visit to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters, which, by the way, is Tatooine slang for cocaine. I guess that runs in the family too, right, Leia? Golly, Obi-Wan, I sure have a bone to pick with you. When we and my sister were born, you were responsible for picking where we'd go. So you sent Leia to be a millionaire on a beautiful planet, and you sent me to a joyless desert wasteland? What did I ever do to you? How come she got to be a princess and I had to go to live in space Albuquerque? I know you had to separate us to keep us safe, but did you have to leave me in the meth capital of the galaxy? There's a reason the farm burned down so easily, you know. Blue milk wasn't the only thing Aunt Beru was cooking. Speaking of crime, Lando is here. Or as my dad calls him, one of the good ones. It's great to meet the young version of my dad. We have so much in common. Complaining about sand, complaining about Obi-Wan, complaining about getting our hand cut off. He's just like me, if I was always constipated. You know, you guys have said a lot of really gross things about me and Leia, and I've got one question to ask you. Which one of you read my dream journal? I'm kidding. She's my sister. I'd never do anything weird with her. I mean, sure, she's pretty, and I get lost in her hazel eyes sometimes, and her hair smells like Alderanian wine, and so does the hair doll I made of her out of loose strands from her hair buns. Seriously, which one of you Jawa fondlers stole my dream journal? That's my private business. My private Jedi business. Yoda's here. Hey, if you're here, who's inside of R2-D2 making all the bleep loops? George Lucas is here, Mr. Special Edition. You couldn't have changed it so Han has to go to Dagobah and get a Muppet strapped to his back, and I could have been on the Falcon getting it on with Leia? You made a mythology of thousands of white guys, one black dude, and a hot girl that's my sister. Again, Albuquerque. Hi, Dad. It's me, Luke. Most dads bond with their son by throwing a baseball around. We bonded by throwing Palpatine down a big hole. I really hated fighting you at Cloud City, but I'm all right now. Well, all left, I guess. You cut off the right one, but it is kind of nice having an artificial hand because during my alone time, I can pretend I'm C-3PO. Hey, that way it doesn't count, Master Yoda. But Father, I searched my feelings and I know this to be true. You fell from grace, you redeemed yourself, and as a result brought everlasting peace to the galaxy. At least until Disney decided to do 40 more sequels, so congrats on dying for nothing, old man. May the Force be with you all.
Luke Skywalker, everyone. Up next, she's as fierce as a Wookiee and just as hairy. Where it counts. It's Leia Organa, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck off, Palpatine. God, by the way, you're fucking old. You know those little compartments on your throne? I feel like one of them is filled with Werther's originals. And your whole face looks like George Lucas's neck. Sorry, was that too aggressive? Do I need to be the helpless princess? Help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. Fuck that. I'm on my 8th Percocet and my 3rd Old Fashioned, and I am fresh out of fucks to give for all these guys that took all the credit for all the badass shit I did. Amen. Obi-Wan is here. Yep. Hey, Ben, you had one job. Keep an eye on Luke and make sure he was safe and happy. Well, Luke got attacked by sand people, his aunt and uncle got burned alive, and he grew up to be a bearded recluse. Bang up job, dude. You're why no one hires seniors. Am I right or am I right? All right, listen, you guys, everyone is being too tough on Luke tonight. I mean, look at him, okay? He's about as threatening as a Mormon on a mission trip. It's not even challenging. It's like shooting Akbars in a barrel. He's had a hard life, people, okay? Disney killed the EU and wrote the only chick that would bang him out of existence. And on that note, can we all chill the fuck out about the whole incest thing? I mean, my God. It was one kiss and it was just to make Han jealous. And even if I wanted to sleep with Luke, I couldn't. There was this one time, I brushed up against him in the hallway at Echo Base, and he came in his robes, started crying, and asked me to marry him. Han Solo wanted to be here, but, Are we kidding? No, he didn't. Han hasn't wanted to be here since A New Hope. I was married to Han, and I can tell you firsthand, He always shot first. Yep. Dude was a solo on the streets and a Greedo in the sheets. But at least Han's best friend Lando Calrissian is here. What up? Or as I like to call him, my side piece. I mean, seriously, Lando, stop trying to get me to commit. We are never going to happen. I can't live with a guy with that many black velvet paintings of the Millennium Falcon. Get over it. Besides, I'm still paying for my divorce. My credit score can't handle a turn to the dark side. Go home, Leia, you're drunk. Ah, well, guess what? I can't, motherfucker, so thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, be sad about that shit. I'm a rebel leader who watched her planet explode in front of her that was still able to break these nerf herders out of prison. You know what I'm remembered for? The fucking bikini. Go choke your huts to gin airso, you perverts. Yoda looks like a moldy pineapple in a potato sack. He's famous for saying, "Do or do not. There is no try." That is terrible advice. Trying is great. You learn from failure. Sorry we can't all throw X-Wings around with our brain, man. I don't come to your swamp and make you feel like shit for not being able to reach anything on the top shelf. No, there is another. Yeah, I'm not another, pal. I am the first and only. I get shit done. Give me the lightsaber and the Force speech and the whole trilogy would have been 20 minutes long. George Lucas is so fat he calls his stomach the expanded universe. No, you lost your baby and you made $4 billion. These new movies are such a cash grab. I can't wait for episode 8. Girls can buy t-shirts too. Or episode 9. Fuck it, Iron Man's in this one. So, I don't know who this tall drink of sexy is. I didn't know I was into rat tails, but damn. I'm wetter than Hoth on the first day of spring. Who is that? Oh, wait, for real? Oh, motherfucker. It's a trap! Who are you kidding? I'd still hit it. Here's the daddy issues! Yeah! And now, my dad, Darth Vader. What's up, Pops? Luke got a whole speech about ruling the galaxy as father and son. I didn't even get a, "Hey, sorry I missed so many ballet recitals. I was busy being Space Hitler." You really think Luke is gonna bring balance to the Force? I don't think he can even spell the word Force. Luke's dimmer than a Force ghost in daylight. I mean, seriously, why can't I be a Sith Lord? You never even thought to ask, okay? Dad, I'd be great. I can be evil. I can be a monster. Hell, I'm a government official, so I'm about 80% of the way there. Right? Look, in conclusion, they say girls want a guy that reminds them of their dad. That's why I've been using my vibrator so much. It is big, black, mechanical, and it has to choke me to finish the job. Best of luck riding the galaxy without me, motherfuckers. I'm out.
Princess Leia, everyone. Yes, now it's time for the main event. The most notorious villain, the most powerful Sith Lord, and basically my secretary. Darth Vader!
Silence. What a stage of nobodies. Where's fan favorite Boba Fett? Fan favorite. All he ever did was fall into a sand vagina. And no, I'm not talking about Anakin. I'm making fun of myself to break the ice. Pray that I don't break it any further. Obi-Wan, you smug know-it-all, always taking the high ground. Remember when you let your master die? You really put the gon in Qui-Gon, didn't you? I'll always remember the good times between us, though. Like when we sat and talked in that room. Or when we stood and talked in that elevator. And who could forget the time when you stood and I sat while we talked in that room again? What a couple of crazy kids. Way to go, George. You really nailed it. You taught me how to make my first lightsaber. Well, old friend, I just made a new one. Would you like to see? Ha ha ha. Emperor Palpatine, you've been giving me the shaft for years, so I threw you down one. Wordplay. Lando is here. That dude is cooler than a tauntaun's toenails. I want to be just like you, man. It's why I got the cape, the swag, the voice module set to dark side. Join the dark side. Hey, join the rare. Sometimes it messes up. Stupid voice thing. This is why I sleep in an egg. Lando, I am not your father, but for some strange reason, I feel like we're brothers. Can I say that? George Lucas, you created me, but I serve a new master. One more powerful than you could ever imagine. Walt Disney. Darth Mickey has shown me the power of corporate synergy. Now I have truly conquered death, for I will be in a Star Wars movie every year until we're all as old as Yoda's balls. Speaking of Yoda, isn't it easy to preach celibacy when you look like the Chupacabra? This guy runs a child abducting cult of sexless magicians, but sure, I'm the bad guy. Leia, I am your father issues. Most rich dads get their daughter a pony for their birthday. I blew up your planet and tortured you. Oopsies. I suppose I can only blame myself for your taste in men, but still, you married a space pirate? If you really wanted to get back at me, you could just put sand in my ventilator. Oh, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating.
And it gets everywhere.
Shut up, young me. You failed me for the last time. Man, I was the coolest villain ever until you came along. I barely had to do anything. Just look badass in the background while Grand Moff did the talking. Now everyone knows that underneath it all is a rat-tailed freak. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't save Padmé's life. I'd choke Jake Lloyd in his crib, but it looks like life is taking care of that one for me. Yippee! Let's see. I sense I am forgetting someone. Oh, right. Poor Luke. Last but least. When you came out of your mother, Padme took one look at you and died from sadness. You could have been my right-hand man. Oh, until I cut off your right hand. That one's on me. My bad. We could have ruled the galaxy together as father and disappointment. I didn't want to do this roast. I was going to go to Tashi Station to pick up a better son. Besides, I just did a roast. The roast of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Luke, are you sure you didn't pork your sister? That Kylo Ren of hers feels like he's missing a midichlorian or two. There you have it. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the roastee. Now I am the roaster. And this sad display is exactly why I watch Star Trek. Live long and prosper, nerds. So in conclusion, did I enjoy this roast? In a word, no!
Well, that's it. That's been the roast of Darth Vader. And if you didn't like that, just go buy the special editions. Everyone's replaced with a walkie-talkie and a bunch of shit crosses the frame for no reason at all. Thank you and good night, everyone.